Last time on Gothic Games.
Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Say, oh. Oh, I knew it was coming. That doesn't help.
Meanwhile,
Hi YouTube. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. When we left off, I watched the main character's best friend hang himself. I needed a break from this one. I really did, because the game was not anything what it seemed. It kind of got to me because I've actually lived that firsthand in real life without the actual suicide being permanent. But yeah, more or less, I was once woken up to a detective knocking on my door because the person I was living with at the time, I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to start that kind of drama, had tried to kill themselves. And so I still kind of have a little bit of PTSD from that because that was a very traumatic experience for them as well. It is also traumatic for me because I was involved, and there's a suicide survivors group in town that actually says they would allow me in because I've survived someone else's suicide attempt. And I guess that's similar. No, I don't agree with that. It's nowhere close to the same, but still, it brought back some not so great memories and put me in a not great headspace, so I needed something else to cleanse the palate, as it were, before I returned to this. But here we are, returning to this, like I said I would, and this time with my beautiful face on the camera. Oh boy. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. The girl is Urinatondis, guys. That's my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you know each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting to around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Okay. Just then, or however, I just saw an idol in front of the crosswalk and that Urinatondis catch up to me. Oh, Holly, whoa, it's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average. Well, this is still on the average. While spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Who knows? The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. 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 Sorry guys, I got clubs on the brain. There really aren't any of that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Gothic! Monica? Monica! Oh my goodness, I didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. A whole 20 minutes. Actually, for me, it's been about 2 weeks. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year together last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, talked with a robotic voice, spent a lot of time recording lines for some sort of car company, is secretly a robot. What? Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know where any construction paper is in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Ah ha ha ha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Sorry, my matrix glitched for a moment. A literature club. Literature? Did she totally just do the literature club sort of thing? That sounds kind of dull. Nope. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Which one's that? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey Gothic, I want you to bring back my text bar, please. I can't quite tell what I'm saying. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? About that. I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? Depends on the favor. I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? You sound more like a robot than ever, Monica. Just throwing that out there. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I refuse? How could I learn how to talk? I'm only in school. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Gothic. You know that? It's nothing, really. I'm just prideful. No. Shall we go, then? I'll look for materials another time. You're more important. Thank you? I still don't trust her because she's the reason Sayori hung herself. I am very much convinced. And I'm convinced that she doesn't really see that face. She sees this face. And that's even more terrifying. I mean, you guys see this face, but that's because I put it there. My camera is not connected to my computer at all. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. Well, at least it wasn't selling your soul for a cupcake. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Okay. I'm back. And I brought a guest with me. Excuse me? A guest?
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Gothic.
All words escape me in this situation. Did my vision glitch? Was everything went invert negative for a moment, and the game's not working without Natsuki, or without, not Natsuki. Natsuki's right in front of you, Sam. Sayori in it. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right?
What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president.
The vice...
But Sayori, I miss Sayori already.
Pout. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. Again, for the first time.
So, I ran into Gothic in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great?
Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know.
Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come and sit down, Gothic?
Okay, the girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica.
So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here. But we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Where is everybody? It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort into starting something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature.
Larry, play it. I am having some mad deja vu here. I have been in this place before. I swear I've been in this place before.
You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki?
Well, I guess.
Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom?
Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yori's just trying to impress you.
That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Gothic, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read over these past 2 years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps herself quiet for some reason. I can't read.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorite are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, you know, I'd like to read a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements always immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you through a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Yeah. About that. Thanks, Raven. I read a horror book once. I think it was called Goosebumps. It was written by R.L. Stine, and I did this bit already. I really can't think of any other horror books I read. I desperately grasp something that I can relate to at a minimal level. Have you ever heard of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No? Oh. Oh well. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes start over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! Give that back!
Fine.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometimes?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Really? Well, we're going to have to come to understand how Natsuki feels a little bit more next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you like what you're seeing, if you don't like what you're seeing, or if you have another game you want to see us play here on Serious Gaming, let us know in the comments. We might actually get to it. And until next time, have a good one.
Why can't I just be the one for once? Together forever, we're never gonna be apart. Maybe we'll never be together, but forever you'll be in my heart.
Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. There is no truer statement than that. Most people jot down their ideas and all by their onesie, so